Maddalena Bearzi from Ocean Conservation Society, and I feel a big pressure to present this priority project X today. I hope to be up to the task.
It's going to be hard to live up to it.
So, see, there you go. Thank you. So, what I would like to do today is give a brief overview of a successful collaboration, a statewide collaboration among scientists to study range and movement of coastal bottlenose dolphins along the California and part of the Baja coast. I will highlight a couple of problems encountered during this process and give you some idea for future collaborations. So as Dave mentioned earlier on, there have been several studies on bottlenose dolphins along the California coast. Most of the study has been conducted under the umbrella of the Cetacean Behavioral Lab by Rich DeFran and Dave here, with the exception of my study in Santa Monica Bay and part of Daniela's study in Monterey. All of them have produced lots of peer-reviewed scientific publications, have given a really good snapshot of the ecology of bottlenose dolphins in different areas. And some of these projects have gone so far to make some comparison between different areas. But a comprehensive and flexible database that include all the photo-identified animals for the California and Baja coast that was never been attempted before. So a few years ago, through my organization and with RH DeFran, we thought about this idea to create this comprehensive and flexible catalog. And the idea was to involve scientists coming from all different disciplines, from people that study contaminants, behavioral ecology, people that study satellite telemetry, and so on. And this database, without the open access, was on the internet, and could have a remarkable potential. So we started to have a meeting with all different scientists to create this partnership. And I think one of the biggest problems, that we encounter, and I think we should talk about it today, is be proprietary with their data. Everybody is very attached to their data, and some also administrative constraints. So I think these are issues that we need to talk about it. But we were able to create a partnership and successfully move on with this project, and with the collaboration of RH DeFran and David, other people, Daniela Maldini, other people along the coast. One thing that we did that I think was very important, DeFran wrote down an agreement, and this was very significant because we wrote down the purpose of this project, the detail, the task that each of us need to accomplish, our timeline, and especially the use of data. So at the end, everybody would be happy with the result. So this was an important step. Where the money came from, different sources. From what concerned my organization, a few years ago we were founded by the Santa Monica Bay Restoration Commission. They were sponsoring a project for the ecology of different species in the Santa Monica Bay, but they were also interested, we convinced them to be interested in the bottlenose dolphin and help us with the digitalization of all the images of bottlenose dolphins we collected. And then the Cetacean Behavioral Lab was interested in taking one student to work on this project, a master student. The student, our victim, was Alice Wang, and she worked at the beginning on our organization, going out on the water research, and then she did the hard work to put together all this data, to integrate all this data for 6 different areas. And here I stole some images from the master thesis that they told me that just came out. I you can see there are the 6 different areas. She looked at the sighting history and images of bottlenose dolphins for all these areas and integrated in a comprehensive catalog to look at spatial temporal distribution of bottlenose dolphins. And a total of 697 individuals were used for this project. Most of the images came from the Citation and Behavioral Lab that had 5 areas and they span over 20 years. And 245 photo-identified dolphins came from my area. We use only the year 97 to 2001 because it's where we have the overlap between with all the data. So just to give you an idea of what came out, you can read Alice's master thesis to know more. Something that we expected, about 70% of the Santa Monica bottlenose dolphins were matched with one of the 5 other areas. So these animals, they all belong to the same population. About 52% of individuals were seeing 2 more areas. And one thing that's particularly interesting that came out, that could only come out from data sharing, is that these animals have longshore display longshore movement. So we saw that some animals were in San Diego one day, in Santa Monica another day, then back in Orange County. You can see these kind of movements only if you compare and share data. The travel distance vary a lot. Some animals move from Ensenada to Monterey, and they don't have any particular site fidelity to this area. But these are some highlight of the results. These animals are highly mobile. They travel rapidly and extensively, and the reason why influencing the ranging behavior vary a lot from food availability, water temperature, to interspecies variability, and so on. So even if we are not able to create this comprehensive data set that we thought at the beginning, sharing this data was really important to start to put in the basis for a comprehensive database that now we're planning, hopefully, to put online, and also open the door to all other different types of study, like behavioral comparison, study of companions. And very briefly, I just want to give you another example of data sharing that concern a study that I'm conducting right now. For over a decade, I look at dermal lesion and physical deformities on bottlenose dolphins. And when I started, this study was still pretty scarce. There were not too many. But this lesion seems to be anthropogenically induced. This is still the current study that I'm doing on OCS, and a year later, the publication of a paper that we did on Ambio, the Maldini in Monterey, also published a paper on skin diseases. And now we are comparing this data on skin diseases. And this can give us very interesting information, for instance, how long these skin diseases stay on animals. And again, you can do this kind of comparison only with data sharing. Last things to conclude, I think data sharing has a lot of potential for conservation education. I'm not going into detail for this, but I think it's also something else that we should discuss. Thank you.